5 years ago, my sister told my parents I had dropped out of medical school. It was a lie, but that one lie cost me everything. My parents cut me off. They blocked my number. They returned my letters unopened. They missed my residency graduation. They weren't at my wedding. For 5 years, I was no one's daughter. And then one night, my sister was rushed into the emergency room, bleeding out after a car accident. The trauma team paged the chief surgeon, and when my mother looked up and saw the name on the white coat walking toward my sister's stretcher, she grabbed my father's arm so hard it left bruises, because the chief surgeon was me. My name is Irene Ouellette. I'm 32 years old, and this is how my family erased me and how the truth finally came back. Growing up in Hartford, Connecticut, there were two daughters in our house, my older sister Monica and me. Monica was the favorite, always. She was charming, loud, confident, the kind of person adults loved immediately. My parents adored that about her. They valued appearances, obedience, and being admired. Monica gave them all three. I was the opposite. Quiet, studious, always buried in books. I wasn't rebellious or difficult. I was just easy to overlook. When I made the state science fair in 8th grade, my parents skipped it to attend one of Monica's theater performances. That was our family in one moment. Monica on stage, me somewhere off to the side trying not to need anyone. So I worked harder. I thought if I achieved enough, eventually they'd have to see me. And for one brief moment, they did. When I got accepted into Oregon Health and Science University's medical program, my father looked at me with something close to pride. My mother called relatives to brag about me. For the first time in my life, I felt visible. And Monica noticed. At first, I thought she was becoming supportive. She started calling more, asking about school, my schedule, my classmates. I thought maybe we were finally becoming real sisters. What I didn't realize was that I was handing her every detail she would later use against me. During my 3rd year of medical school, my best friend Sarah was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She had no family, no support system, no one except me. So I did what anyone would do for someone they loved. I took an official leave of absence from school to take care of her. Everything was documented, approved, legitimate. My place in the program was protected. I told Monica. I told her because I was still naive enough to trust her. She told me not to worry, said she wouldn't upset our parents, said she understood. 3 days later, my father called me. He said Monica had told them everything. According to her, I hadn't taken a leave of absence. I had dropped out. I was lying to the family. I was involved with some boyfriend with a drug problem. I was hiding the truth and embarrassing them. I tried to explain. I told them I was at the hospital with Sarah. I told them there was paperwork. I told them to call the dean to verify everything. They didn't want proof. They wanted Monica's version. That night, they cut me off. Over the next 5 days, I called 14 times. I sent emails with documents attached. I mailed a handwritten letter. My mother sent it back unopened. I even asked my Aunt Ruth to intervene. My father told her to stay out of it. So on the 6th day, I stopped trying. Not because I stopped loving them, because I realized they had chosen. A few months later, Sarah died. I was the only one in the room. After the funeral, I found a note she had hidden in one of her textbooks. It said, "Finish what you started. Become the doctor I know you are. Don't let anyone tell you who you are." So I went back. I finished medical school, I completed residency, I became a trauma surgeon, I got married to a good man named Nathan, I built a real life without the people who were supposed to love me first. But family loss doesn't disappear just because your life gets better. It just gets quieter. Then one night at 3:07 in the morning, my pager went off. Level 1 trauma, female, mid-30s, unstable, blunt abdominal trauma. I got to the hospital, grabbed the intake tablet, and saw the name, Monica Ouellette. For a few seconds, I couldn't breathe. Then the ambulance arrived. My sister was unconscious, bleeding badly. And right behind the stretcher came my parents, older, terrified, and still having no idea who was about to save her life. I had a choice in that moment. I could step away and let another surgeon take it. But Monica was going to die if the best trauma surgeon in the building didn't operate. And the best trauma surgeon in the building was me. So I disclosed the conflict, documented everything properly, and went into surgery. For 3 hours and 40 minutes, I repaired the damage: a ruptured spleen, a serious liver laceration, internal bleeding. I didn't think about childhood. I didn't think about betrayal. I didn't think about the 5 years she stole from me. I thought about anatomy, hemorrhage control, precision, survival. And when it was over, Monica was alive. Then came the part no one in that waiting room was ready for. I walked out in my scrubs and faced my parents. My father stood up first and asked if Monica was okay. Then he looked at my badge. Dr. Irene Ouellette, Chief of Trauma Surgery. The recognition hit both of them at once. My mother looked like the floor had vanished under her. I told them the surgery was successful. I told them Monica was stable. And then I said the thing I had waited 5 years to say. None of it was true. I never dropped out. I never disappeared. I called, I wrote, I begged you to listen. You blocked me. They just stood there. My mother started crying. My father had nothing to say. For the first time in my life, he had absolutely nothing. Later, when Monica woke up and saw me standing over her hospital bed, she looked at my badge and went pale. "You're a doctor?" she asked. "I'm the chief of this department," I told her. And that was the moment her lie finally died. What happened next unraveled fast. My Aunt Ruth came to the hospital with receipts, emails, screenshots, documents, everything. Proof of my leave of absence, proof of my return to school, even proof that Monica had told people not to tell my parents the truth over the years. Because it hadn't been one lie, it had been a campaign. For 5 years, Monica had told relatives I was unstable, homeless, maybe in rehab, that I hated the family and wanted nothing to do with them. She didn't just erase me, she rewrote me, and my parents let her. Not because there wasn't evidence, because believing Monica was easier than questioning the version of me they had already decided to accept. After Monica recovered, I met with her. I didn't scream, I didn't throw coffee in her face, I just asked one question: why? And for once, she answered honestly. Because you were becoming everything I wasn't, and I couldn't handle it. That didn't fix anything. An apology doesn't give you back missed graduations, unanswered calls, or a wedding with empty seats where your parents should have been. So I set terms. She had to tell the truth to every family member she had lied to. My parents had to go to counseling if they wanted any place in my life. And I made one thing very clear. I was not reopening the door because they were sorry. I was reopening it carefully, slowly, conditionally, because I was the one who controlled it now. That was the difference. A month later, I was named Physician of the Year at my hospital. When I gave my speech, I looked to the back of the room. My parents were there. Not in the front row, not reclaiming anything, just sitting quietly, watching the daughter they had once discarded become someone undeniable. And for the first time, I think they understood the size of what they had lost. And maybe, just maybe, the grace of what they were being allowed to rebuild. Today, nothing is perfect. My relationship with Monica is cautious. My relationship with my parents is fragile. But it's real, and after 5 years of silence, real is enough for now. If there's one thing I've learned, it's this: the truth doesn't expire. It can take years, it can be buried under pride, lies, and family mythology, but when it comes back with force. I didn't get revenge on my sister. I became someone who didn't need it, and that turned out to be far more powerful. So, if you're still waiting for people to see you, stop waiting. See yourself first. Build the life you deserve. And if the people who hurt you ever come back, let them find a door that you control. You decide if it opens. You decide how wide. And you decide who walks through. That's not revenge. That's healing with boundaries.